Doctor, I always thought cutting down on salt was enough to manage high blood pressure. But now I'm wondering, maybe that's not the whole story? I've been eating bland meals for a long time, but my blood pressure still won't go down.
You're right that reducing salt is the foundation of high blood pressure control. But in many cases, it's not enough. For some people, even if they cut back on salt, their blood pressure stays high because alcohol may be playing a role.
Alcohol? Really? But I've heard that drinking in moderation is good for your health, like red wine helping with circulation and thinning the blood.
That's true, in moderation, alcohol can have some benefits. But the tricky part is that moderation varies from person to person. Depending on how much and how often you drink, it can actually raise your blood pressure.
Wow. So even if I'm careful with salt, alcohol might be the reason my numbers aren't improving? Is that common?
It is. Many people with slightly elevated blood pressure are more sensitive to alcohol than they realize. Especially those who drink almost every night, or have a lot in one sitting, they need to be extra cautious.
That's kind of scary. I actually drink almost every evening. Maybe that's part of the problem.
It very well could be.
I didn't know that. I've heard that alcohol can raise blood pressure, but how exactly does that work? Doesn't it help you relax? I figured that would lower blood pressure, not raise it.
You're right that drinking can make you feel relaxed at first. In fact, alcohol does cause your blood vessels to dilate temporarily, which can lower your blood pressure right after drinking.
So then, a little shouldn't be a big deal, right?
That's where things get tricky. After that initial drop, your body tries to return to normal. The blood vessels start to constrict again, and your sympathetic nervous system gets activated. That raises your heart rate and blood pressure.
So it drops at first, but then rebounds and goes up afterward?
Exactly. And if this keeps happening, your body gets used to that pattern, and high blood pressure can become a long-term issue. People who drink daily or heavily are particularly at risk.
I had no idea. So the more I drink, the more I risk pushing my blood pressure even higher. That's never even crossed my mind.
And don't forget, there are individual differences. Women and older adults tend to be more affected by alcohol. So even if someone thinks just a little won't hurt, it can still raise their blood pressure without them noticing.
I've always thought I could handle my alcohol pretty well, but now I'm starting to feel anxious about it.
That's completely understandable. Let's talk about the kinds of drinking habits that are especially harmful when it comes to blood pressure.
Yes, please. What kind of drinking habits are most dangerous? I don't think I drink a huge amount, but...
One is drinking right before bed. While alcohol might help you feel relaxed initially, during the later stages of sleep, your sympathetic nervous system becomes more active, which can raise your blood pressure in the morning.
That makes sense. I often feel groggy and sluggish when I wake up. Maybe that's because of drinking before bed.
Another risky habit is drinking to relieve stress. When alcohol becomes your go-to for stress relief, it's easy to fall into the pattern of drinking more frequently and in larger amounts.
Yeah. I often think, I'll just have one after work, and it becomes a routine.
It's important to find other ways to manage stress, like moderate exercise or spending time on hobbies. The key is not relying only on alcohol.
Listening to you, I really feel like I need to rethink how I handle drinking. So in the end, it's not just about salt, I have to be careful with alcohol too, right?
That's exactly right. Salt reduction is important, but how you drink also plays a major role in blood pressure control.
I see. Can you help me wrap my head around all this? Could you summarize how alcohol and high blood pressure are connected?
Sure. Alcohol can lower your blood pressure briefly right after you drink it, because it relaxes your blood vessels. But after that, your body tries to rebound, your blood vessels tighten back up, your sympathetic nervous system kicks in, and your heart rate increases. All of that leads to higher blood pressure. This effect is stronger in people who drink daily or in large amounts. And as I mentioned, women and older adults are more vulnerable to these effects. If you're not careful, your blood pressure can quietly creep up even if you think you're drinking responsibly.
That's a lot to take in. I'm starting to feel like I should just quit drinking altogether.
I get how you feel. But you don't have to quit completely. Just being mindful of how you drink can make a big difference. For example, try taking 1 or 2 alcohol-free days each week. Drink more slowly, sip water in between drinks, and avoid drinking within 3 hours of bedtime. Even small changes like these can reduce the impact on your blood pressure.
I didn't realize that simple changes could make such a big difference. If taking alcohol-free days or changing how I drink can actually lower my blood pressure, I think I'll give it a try.
That's a great place to start. It's all about finding a way to enjoy your lifestyle while keeping your health in check.
Alright, I'll start with alcohol-free days. And if there's anything else I can do to help manage my blood pressure, please keep me informed.
Absolutely. I'm here to help however I can. And we've got plenty of other videos on high blood pressure and health topics, so feel free to check those out. See you again soon.